Matt Gaetz and Marjorie Three Toes, their PAC
Sporkfoot.
That's it. Marjorie Sporkfoot. That's her new nickname. Because she does have a sporkfoot. Apparently, their PAC has gone all bust. I find that to be good news. They're Put America First has no money. In fact, the last time they got any money was from Gaetz's campaign alone, just to pay back any debts. I find this encouraging for those two in particular. What do you think about that? It's like, because she doesn't do anything for her constituents anyway.
Well, I feel like the PAC was little more than a cash grab for their consultants and a list building tool for their campaigns. So it may have no money, but that was probably the purpose from the beginning.
Yeah. Really?
It's not like they were raising that money to help other Republicans. They were doing it for themselves.
Right.
And their consultants were doing it for themselves. So they probably got what they wanted out of it in terms of building email lists that they can fundraise off of in the future. Make no mistake, like that enterprise had a purpose, and the purpose was not helping other people.
Right. And then the other news that we just found out today, that those Republicans that voted to impeach Trump are now outraising the Trump-backed opponents, which I find good. Not that I like Liz Cheney at all, but she raised $1.97 million during the final quarter of 2021 with a yearly haul of $6.5 million, which I find heartening that at least in Wyoming, the Republicans there are like, we don't like the Trump-backed people.
Yeah.
And same with in Michigan and in Utah. I'm sorry, Michigan and in Washington State. These are. It's heartening to me that Trump-backed people are failing, as it were, right now.
Fundraising, and that's the most important part of the game.
We'll see. I mean, we'll see if Donald Trump's PAC is the same kind of enterprise that Marjorie Taylor Greene and Matt Gaetz were operating. He's got $127 million in that campaign account. Is he going to use it on his lawyers, or is he going to use it to help beat these people that he's had his eye on for the better part of a year?
I think you were right with the first one.
And also, they pointed out that while Trump's PAC has all this money, the RNC, they're not raising the amount of money that they're used to raising.
That's true.
And it's all going to Trump. So that's hitting them where it hurts too.
It is. I mean, one of my podcast partners the other day said, who would be happier with Trump disappearing from the ether? Would the Republicans be happier or the Democrats? And I think the Republicans would be happier at this point if he just disappeared, because then there's
some Republicans would be. I'd probably be happier than every Republican combined.
But yeah, I mean, but the Democrats can still run on this is a Trump-supported person, and that helped get out the vote in 2020 for sure.
True.
So I think McConnell would be ecstatic if Trump would just
for sure
disappear.
McConnell and I bet most senators would be very happy.
Certainly leadership, yeah.
I think many House Republicans are still learning to tie their shoes.
Yes.
And hopefully we'll never see them again.
Madison still doesn't know how.
Madison, well, what my podcast partner calls him, I don't think I should say, even though it's accurate. But yeah, are you concerned at all about the 22 election coming up in November, about turnout or anything like that right now?
I'm always concerned about the next election.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I think, I'd have less.
Oh no, he froze.
About if every other Democrat was concerned about the next election always.
Right.
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes, there you are.
Yeah.
You're
froze
back
for a second.
Sorry. I wish every Democrat were as concerned about the next election. I always worry about turnout. And the only way to assuage those worries is by putting your shoulder into it and working your tail off.
Yeah.
Knocking on doors, giving when you can, making phone calls, doing postcards, every little thing that you can do. So that you don't wake up the day after the election and think, gosh, it was so close. If only I had ...
Right. Exactly. We have to have turnout. This, because like everybody has been saying that pays attention, this election will determine the 24 outcome, because if the Republicans take over even just the House, let alone the Senate, God forbid, it's over. My view is that would be why Trump would run again. Is if he's got that, he's favored to win by cheating.
Right.
Well, I liked listening to that guy on the sound bites.
Yeah.
He's really, really smart, and I liked looking at him
thanks.
too because he's so cute. He's cute as a button.
And
Appreciate it. You're welcome to come to any school board meeting that you want to.
And you have Joe Trippi on today on
Yeah.
Coffee with Carl.
right.
And how can people stalk you online?
And support
how
you.
can people
Support
attend?
you.
Go to any of the social media accounts. Follow me on Twitter, etc.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Carl.